Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. What I'm about to reveal will leave you stunned. Donald Trump has just made a shocking policy move, one that's sending shockwaves across the Caribbean and beyond. Starting in 2025, the United States will ban visas for citizens of 10 Caribbean nations. No travel, no work permits, no student visas, nothing. This isn't just policy. It's a seismic shift that could disrupt millions of lives. But why? What's the real reason behind this drastic decision? And which countries made the blacklist? Stick around. Because this story, it's bigger than politics. And trust me, by the end, you'll either be applauding Trump or demanding answers. Number 10. Haiti. Haiti, the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere, is now cut off from all U.S. visa programs. The Trump administration claims the move is due to massive visa overstays and asylum fraud. Data shows over 40% of Haitian visa holders overstay, and many seek asylum under questionable pretenses. But Haiti is still crippled by political unrest, gang violence, and natural disasters. Critics say the U.S. should open more legal pathways, not shut the door entirely. This policy could leave thousands stranded with no way out and no access to hope abroad. Number 9. Jamaica. Jamaica, known for reggae, sunshine, and soul, has just been hit hard. Banned from U.S. visa programs in 2025. Why? The U.S. government cites two reasons: rampant visa fraud and connections to organized crime. Reports claim widespread use of fake documents, tourists posing as workers, and even lottery scams targeting U.S. seniors. The Trump administration believes this ban will cut off a pipeline of fraud and exploitation. But here's the reality. Over $2 billion in remittances flow into Jamaica from the U.S. annually. This policy could cripple families, disrupt education, and derail careers. Jamaica's government has condemned the move, but their leverage is limited. Will tightening fraud controls help lift the ban? Or is this just the beginning of a long divide? Number 8. The Bahamas. Even the Bahamas, a longtime U.S. ally and tourist favorite, hasn't been spared. The reason? Money laundering and tax evasion. U.S. officials say Bahamas' loose financial laws allow criminals to exploit the system, using visas to enter America and launder illicit funds. But is this a justified crackdown or collective punishment that hurts everyday Bahamians? Families, students, and workers could now be blocked, despite having nothing to do with financial crimes. Number 7. Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic shares the island of Hispaniola with Haiti, but the visa ban reasons are different. U.S. officials cite overstaying visas and birth tourism, where pregnant women enter the U.S. to secure citizenship for their children. Supporters claim this protects the system. Critics say it alienates a critical trade and cultural partner. What's at stake? Diplomatic ties and a long-standing alliance. Number 6. Trinidad and Tobago. This one's a bombshell. In 2025, Trinidad and Tobago will face a complete U.S. visa ban. The reason? National security. Reports say over 100 Trinidadians have joined ISIS in recent years, making it one of the highest per capita sources of foreign fighters, and many of them hold dual citizenship. The U.S. fears visas may be used as a backdoor for extremists. Add in rising gang violence, drug trafficking, and a government seen as too slow to act, and you have a recipe for a total shutdown. But is this justified? Or are millions of peaceful citizens being punished for the actions of a few? Number 5. Guyana. Despite its oil-fueled rise to economic prominence, Guyana hasn't escaped Trump's visa crackdown. The U.S. government claims that lax border controls and frequent visa abuses by smugglers make it a growing security risk. According to officials, criminal syndicates exploit Guyana's porous borders, obtaining travel documents through questionable means, often with the intent to enter the United States illegally. But here's where the controversy deepens. Guyana is America's newest oil partner in the Caribbean, with major U.S. energy companies already invested in its booming economy. Critics argue that cutting off legal pathways now risks sabotaging a vital strategic ally in the region, right when Guyana is poised for historic development. Is the U.S. closing its doors at the very moment when it should be building bridges? Or is Washington choosing fear over opportunity? Number 4. St. Lucia. St. Lucia's sudden appearance on the visa ban list has stunned many. At the heart of the issue, its citizenship by investment program. This program allows wealthy foreigners to buy St. Lucian passports, which they then use to apply for U.S. visas, sometimes using fake identities or fraudulent histories. U.S. authorities argue this is a major national security threat, potentially allowing bad actors to sneak into America with clean paperwork but dark intentions. But St. Lucia insists its program is transparent and legal, attracting global investors to help its economy thrive. So the question remains, is this ban about protecting borders or penalizing small nations for offering economic lifelines? Number 3, Antigua and Barbuda. Just like St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda runs a citizenship for sale scheme. And just like St. Lucia, it's now paying the price. The U.S. believes these programs serve as entry points for international criminals. Drug cartels, human traffickers, and financial fraudsters have allegedly used Antiguan citizenship to gain access to U.S. soil under assumed identities. Adding to that, American officials have expressed concerns over poorly secured seaports, which are said to be used for narcotics trafficking. But Antigua's leaders argue they've tightened their vetting process, and the U.S. is unfairly targeting them without offering a chance for reform. Is this a case of security over diplomacy, or simply a one-size-fits-all punishment that overlooks each country's unique efforts? Number 2, Grenada. Grenada, often seen as a quiet Caribbean retreat, has found itself at the center of geopolitical suspicion. The United States believes Grenada's close ties with Russia, particularly through its citizenship by investment program, pose a potential espionage threat. The concern is that Russian operatives may use Grenadian passports as a Trojan horse, slipping into the U.S. under legal cover. To Washington, that's unacceptable. But to many in Grenada, this is guilt by association. The vast majority of Grenadians are peaceful citizens, just looking for opportunity, not spies. Number 1 Dominica. Dominica, a peaceful island known for its natural beauty, is also under scrutiny. At the core is again the citizenship by investment program. The U.S. alleges that Dominican passports have been sold to foreign nationals from high-risk countries with little to no background checks. Even more concerning to U.S. authorities, reports suggest individuals with terrorist ties may have used Dominican passports to disguise their true identities, a direct threat to homeland security. Washington warns that Dominica's weak transparency makes it vulnerable to passport laundering, where bad actors cycle through multiple identities to stay ahead of law enforcement. But Dominica's leaders fire back, saying their programs follow international standards and the U.S. is using fear-driven politics to punish small, developing nations. So the question looms again, is this genuine protection or a misguided overreach? Dominica, like others, is caught between economic survival and geopolitical pressure, and it's the everyday citizens who feel the consequences. So what's the truth? Is this about protecting U.S. soil from foreign infiltration? Or is this a political statement, targeting smaller allies for their international partnerships? The bigger question, as we zoom out, one chilling trend becomes clear. Entire nations are being cut off. Not just criminals, not just fraudsters. Millions of everyday people are now facing closed doors to the American dream. Students, nurses, engineers, families. The real cost of these visa bans isn't just in policy, it's in broken futures and shattered hopes. Is Trump protecting America or isolating it from its neighbors? Are these bans a step toward safety or a path to dangerous isolation? Your turn. Now it's your moment to speak. Are these bans justified or are they needlessly cruel? Should countries like Guyana, St. Lucia, Antigua, and Grenada suffer because of the actions of a few, or the alliances they hold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're hungry for more truth, more depth, and more unfiltered insights, subscribe now. Hit the bell. Because what's coming next will blow your mind. The world isn't slowing down, it's speeding up. And if you're not informed, you're left behind. This isn't just about Trump or visas. It's about your future, your freedom, and your voice in a world rewriting the rules every day. So stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.